Hey, how y'all doing? This is your girl Tysheen. Yes. So I'm gonna be reacting to Germany. Germany. The lies the USA told me about Germany. Whoa. I mean, yeah, there's a lot. A lot of stuff they told us. And a lot of stuff they didn't tell us. So yeah, a lot of stuff we didn't learn in school. And there are things that we have to, we go by what they say on the news and on TV, all that stuff. So, yeah, but sometimes it's good to watch these videos because you learn so much about other people who experience things in other countries. And I just like to hear it from them, their point of view, because they went there, they lived there, and yeah. But anyway, let's get straight to the video.
Hi everyone, what is up? My name is Hayley. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you did not know, now you do. Hey you guys, what's up? I'm in my bedroom because it's late at night, y'all. And I also have this fly swatter. I don't know why we're gonna put it down though. I might come out because I love having things in my hand when I talk. Like moving my hands. I want to do an update though before I get into this video.
I always have something in my hand.
Didn't think I'd be gone for like 10 or 11 days from YouTube, y'all. But I was just not prepared for what happened with my previous upload. I made a post on my community tab and also on Patreon going over this in like detail. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link everything down below. But the short and sweet version for you guys is that I was overwhelmed by the attention my previous video got. And I said I was going to wait until everything simmered down and I was gonna go from there. I was going to make a follow-up video, but I just can't deal with a number 2 or a part 2 of that video happening back to back. This video might still be a little controversial, but like I said, I'm straying away for the guns for a little bit. So yeah, lies the United States has told me about Germany. We could say Europe, and we could also make it an umbrella topic for any location outside of the United States. I saw this video title. I haven't watched the video yet. I'll watch it after I edit this video.
I think, yeah, we got to that one.
Man on YouTube. I will link his video down below. And the reason I didn't watch it yet is because I want to be able to talk about my own experiences without being influenced by others. Just wanted to give credit where credit is due. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and let's get right into the video. So the first point is going to be that we are the best. America is the greatest. America is the best. America is better than everywhere and everything else in the world. And I've just realized that this is a lie. It creates a sense of pride, and I feel like it makes people unenthusiastic to leave the United States because you think to yourself, well, I have everything I need and everything's the best here. Why do I need to go somewhere else? An example for me is,
yeah, I feel like we were brainwashed to think that way. That's what I think, because I would always hear that over and over and over and over. We're the best. We're better than everybody. So I feel like there's something they, yeah.
When I left Florida to come to Germany, I always said that the United States or Florida had the best beaches in the world because that is what everyone told me. That is what I was used to. I lived at the beach. I experienced the beach. I loved the beach. So I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. And so when I got to Germany, more specifically Europe, and they told me we were going to go on trips to other countries, beachy vacations, I wasn't really excited or enthusiastic because I'm like, I come from Florida. There's nothing better than Florida out there. Then I get to Spain, I get to Italy, I get to Greece, and I'm like, these are very nice beaches. Now granted, not all of them were equal. Some were better than others, but they were very close contenders, if not better contenders, for my Florida beaches.
I just want to share a quick experience that I went through when I went to Jamaica. The beach was so clean. The water was so clear. Like, I was shocked, because coming from America, I'm thinking nobody's beaches is better than ours. When I say I went to Jamaica, the water was so clear, I could literally see the tropical fish. Like, I could see my toes in the water. That's how clear the water was. I could see the rocks. I could see everything in the water. I was like, what? Now, I was like, this is the best beach. Now, I haven't been to all the beaches, but so far, like, I went to Jamaica, the beach is so clear. Like, you can see everything.
And I was like, oh no, what's happening. And you know, when something's like cracking and breaking in your head and it's something you cannot fathom, it's like my world was crumbling in front of my eyes. I've realized over the years that everything is different and everything has the ability to be great in its own way, and it's not one end all be all truth of greatness. And the thing is, there are so many Americans that talk about things that are done better in foreign countries, and you guys wonder why it's so interesting for Americans or why we make these types of videos. Granted, it's because we like to talk and we're just those types of people, I feel like, as a society, but it's because we have lived a particular life. And so going to a foreign country, it's shocking, it's different because of how we were raised and how we were brought up to think. Everything that we were taught, we realize when we get to a new country that it was a lie. And so a lot of times we're doing this as humor, but also a cry to help or for people to understand that there is something else out there in the world. There are better places out in the world, and there can be change, and also we can be simultaneously in love with places, and we can experience places without, unloving the other place or not finding it to be an amazing place. We can do these things simultaneously. That does not take away anything from the United States. No. The next point is going to be that the United States is the safest place. Now, y'all saw my gun video, so you know how I feel about this. I have to say that safety, you're not safe anywhere in the world. Like, bad things can happen to you anywhere. But I do have to say that there are fears that I have in the United States that I do not have in Germany. I do not have the fear of being homeless in Germany. I do not have the fear of being destitute. I do not have the fear of being or receiving large bills and being in huge sums of debt for medical, for anything for that matter. I don't have the fear of being shot. I don't have the fear of being targeted. I don't have the fear of bad things happening to me if I'm walking down the street and someone pulls me into an alleyway. I do not have these fears, these lingering thoughts, or this paranoia in Germany like I do in the United States. Something that I've noticed when I talk about bad things happening in the United States when it comes to safety, people will come out of the woodwork and they'll usually use Mexico or some African country, or they'll just say Africa as a continent, thinking that Africa is a country, which is another story,
no, it's crazy.
Another video idea.
It's crazy.
That constantly
it's crazy people think that way.
Say, but look at those places, look at how unsafe those places are, as a means to compare how great or better the United States is. And I'm like, we have continuously for decades in the United States villainized certain locations, mostly locations that have a particular religious group or a particular skin color. We have gone to say that they are full of criminals. We've gone to say that they are pieces of crap. We've gone to say it's the bottom of the barrel of cultures or countries. We've gone to say all of these negative things about these locations. So why are we comparing it when we're supposed to be the best country, the safest country? Why are we comparing ourselves with them as a means to say, look how safe we are? And the thing is, for me, the United States has some of the highest rates of many things that are equal to or equated to not being safe. We have high infant mortality rates, we have high inequality to healthcare access, we have high inequality and prejudice based on race or ethnicity in the United States for the medical industry. We have high drinking and driving mortality rates. We have high, intentional homicide rates. We have high manslaughter rates. We have all of these high rates that are some of the highest for our, equal counterparts when it comes to wealth and development. We are some of the highest. And I'm just trying to figure out, how is that safe? But I find it to be a coincidence in the United States that the tourism industry is a humongous industry in the United States. It's one of the most lucrative, and it's also one of the most job producing industries in the United States. I think the total revenue is 2.6 plus trillion. You guys thought I was going to say billion, trillion, hundreds of billions of dollar industry. The majority of that money comes from domestic travel. It does not come from international travel. And so it'd be really stupid for Americans to say, for media, for the tourism industry, for the government to say, well, we have this cash cow here, and if we just tell people that it's safe all over the world, they're going to take that money and go somewhere else. Could be a conspiracy theory, could be something true, you never know. The next point is going to be social health care and how it's the worst thing ever. They don't have access to modern medicine. They have long wait times in socialized health care and health insurance systems. The people are receiving subpar or average care compared to the United States. We're so modernized. We have some of the best technology. We have some of the fastest turnarounds.
Really.
And I'm like,
no.
Do you really believe this? And I advise you, if you're that type of person, to please just Google going to the doctor as an American and type in any country. Videos will be shown to you of people's experiences going to the doctor, going to the hospital in a foreign country with a socialized health insurance, health care system. The thing is, a lot of people like to say that everyone comes to the United States for surgery because they don't have surgery in their country and because of all of these issues that they have in their country and their systems aren't as great. And I'm like, y'all are acting like Americans don't leave the United States for medical tourism as well. It's literally a page on the CDC website on a lot of different government.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos of people who would travel to another country just to get medical care because, you know, it's a little cheaper, you know, they don't got to pay a lot of money, and they get better, they get better treatments also. So I've heard stories like that.
Websites of the United States that talk about medical tourism and Americans leaving the United States to go get procedures done, surgeries done in foreign countries. There are hundreds and thousands of people that leave the United States every year for surgery and procedures and medical issues, just as there are a lot of people that come to the United States for medical tourism. But the thing is, it's not people coming from Europe. It's people usually coming from South and Central America. I think they make up the biggest chunk. But still, this idea that millions of Europeans are coming from Germany and escaping the shackles of the German healthcare system because it's so horrible compared to the United States is a complete lie. It is literally factually not correct. And when Americans are talking about how expensive or why they pay more, and it's because there's no wait, you have high tech, good medical professionals, the top medical professionals, and all of these things listed as a reason as to why they pay so much and that they have to go in debt. I'm like, those things are readily available in every other place. Like, Germany is usually or already using technology that I've never seen in the United States. And the reason for that is because it's only available to people that can afford it in the United States. I have access to high-tech, state-of-the-art technology in Germany with my socialized health insurance that literally costs a fraction of the price of the United States when you take the end-all be-all number of everything. And for me, healthcare in the United States is sort of like cars. It's like everyone thinks that they're driving a Lamborghini in the United States because the, top level of healthcare in the United States is like amazing. But at the end of the day, the peasants, the everyday individuals, the average earners, the average income earners of the United States, they're driving the 1999 Volkswagen Golf. And the issue with this is that it's not a car. We're not talking about car. We're talking about health insurance. We're talking about medical issues. We're talking about things that prevent you from dying, that, increase the longevity of your life, your standard of living, your quality of living, and all of these things that make you live longer and have a better, healthier life. We're talking about things that are life and death. We're not talking about whether or not you drive this nice car, that nice car. We're talking literally about dying and living. The last and final point, you guys, is going to be that patriotism is loving your country, y'all. This is a controversial point, but I'm trying to think of how I'm going to do this, you guys, without offending anybody, but I feel like it's going to offend people no matter what. I have really seen
Don't be
over
scared.
the years, I think now more so than ever, how devout patriotism is very similar to nationalism. I think there's a level to how proud you can be and how much love you have for your country, to where it doesn't step the boundary of it being weird, crazy, extremist. And unfortunately, we have a lot of people that lean into the extremist aspect. And it's
I always have to make it clear to people that I don't hate my country. I just wish there was things that could be changed. I feel like I wish there was things that we could do better here. You know, that's all. I always have to like let people know, because I don't want people thinking, oh, she hates it here. Oh, she should leave. You don't need to be here. Like, I wouldn't say I hate it. You know, I just wish I wish few things could change. That's all. You know, it's very expensive, medically expensive. There's a lot of stuff that's very expensive for no reason. Like, damn, it's a lot of stuff we need to work on. Like, a lot of stuff.
It's not hard because we are a very divisive country. We are a very divisive native nation. We always have like, okay, it's one extreme or the other. Talked about this so many times on my channel. We have so many extremes in the United States. And so when you question patriotism, or you maybe have a, fleeting thought that patriotism might not be as good as it's shoved down our throats to be, you're considered the enemy. We are brainwashed in the United States and we don't know it until we leave for a very long time and then come back. When I went back to the United States, you guys, I realized how freaky it is, how patriotic the United States is. To see an American flag here, someone wearing an American t-shirt here, someone have a bumper sticker that says God bless America, someone saying go back to your country if you don't like where you come from, having songs on the radio that talk about freedom and loving the United States, the red, white, and blue chips, the Coca-Cola cans that have American flags on them, and I'm just like, what the hell is happening here? And
this is just to brainwash people, that's all. I mean, there's no wrong of loving your country. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you have to constantly remind people every single day, it's like, it could be so annoying. Like, what is you, like, why? Like, why you have to constantly keep saying it? Why do we need a reminder every single day with a flag everywhere, a t-shirt, hats, stickers on your car? Like, yeah, we're the best. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You could be the best, but like, relax.
You don't notice this because it's so normal, and it probably doesn't even register to a lot of Americans how weird this is until you come back from being gone for so long. And the thing is, we have made the American flag this idea of freedom and patriotism the end all be all of what America is. As a kid in the United States, as an American child, I had to every day pledge allegiance to a flag. I had to basically stand there, stare at a flag with my hand across my chest, saying that I'm going to love the United States. And an interesting story for this is that in school, we had to do this pledge every morning at like 7 or 8 a.m. And so one day I just was not feeling it. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this damn pledge. I'm tired of this pledge. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to be bothered by it anymore. I just decided to sit my little butt at my desk. The teacher came. She told me I had to stand up. I said, I'm not going to stand up for the pledge. I do this every day for years of my life. I'm not going to do it. She called the school cop, the school security guard, to come escort me out of the class because I was being a nuisance and I was being disrespectful to the United States of America, and send me to detention. I had to go talk to the principal. The principal told me I was being defiant, and then he sent me to ISS, which is basically in school detention. You had to go, instead of to your class, you had to be stuck in a room and a desk that had walls all the way around you. You could not make eye contact with anyone. You had to sit up straight. Your hands were not allowed to be on your lap. They weren't allowed to do anything. And then I would do all my schoolwork, and then I would have to write 500 to 1,000 lines saying, I will not defy the Pledge of Allegiance. I will not sit during the Pledge of Allegiance. And then when I turned the paper in, I had to promise that I would always pledge to the flag. This is not patriotism. This is forcing an idea, an ideology, an unethical behavior on people, on children. A lot of Americans that are very patriotic will say that it's very important for these types of things because it instills a sense of cohesiveness. But my problem is that when we take things from outdated past in the United States and apply it to the modern day current society, it does not work. It does not make sense because these things were created, these things were made during a time when people were not equal, when there was segregation, when there was inequality, when there was racism, when black people were slaves, or when women couldn't vote, when poor people were treated like shit.
It's so funny they say America is the greatest country, but they be forgetting about slaves. There's a lot of race, like, there's a lot going on over here, so yeah.
As well. All of these things were created, and I'm not just talking about the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm talking about so many things that we base patriotism and life in the core value and fundamental stage of the United States. We base these things on outdated principles and outdated ideas. And so at some point, I think people are starting to realize that it makes no sense and it's all a crock of crap. And so do I think it's important to be proud of the United States? If you're proud of something that is legitimate, yes. But if you're just proud because you're an American and that's all you have to offer,
that's all you have to offer.
Not being a patriot. That is being a nationalist, and that is not something to be proud of, and that's not something that is good. But yeah, those were all the points, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Other than that, I'm going to sleep now. There's a baby crying over me. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love y'all, and bye.
Oh man, she said what she had to say. I agree with her. I totally agree with her. There's a lot of work need to be done here. You know, a lot of work. We need more improvement over here. And it's like she said, it's okay to be proud where you're from. There's nothing wrong with that, but let's not act like we're so perfect, because we're not perfect, you know. But if you're from Germany, comment below. Let me know what part of Germany you from. And I'll see you lovely people. Take care of yourself and make sure you subscribe and check these videos out.